and welcome back to Science Wrap and episode 2 of the Grad School Series. Today I thought we'd have a chat about software and kind of the tech and stuff that you need to help you do your PhD. Now I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a new laptop or anything like that. A lot of universities will have computer labs or dedicated spaces for their postgrad students, for their PhD students, and hopefully those computers will have the software that I'm about to recommend to you. First things first, regardless of whether you're using a computer at school or a computer at home, get a portable hard drive. This is mine. I have no idea what this is. Seagate, backup plus portable drive. This is 1 terabyte, or is it 2? I think I just got the 1 terabyte one, but that is more than enough. No matter which system you're using, you have to back up your files. I know everyone says this all the time, and it took me several years for it to really sink in. But trust me, once you start collecting data and you've been out in the field, or once you start writing for hours on end, you will not want to lose that because it is annoying AF. I know with Apple, you can sometimes get those, what are they called? Time machines that automatically backs up your computer when you get into Wi-Fi range. I guess that's another option. A really good resource for software is actually the university itself. I remember at my one, you could go to the IT department and I think it was free, maybe, or maybe you paid, but it was like super discounted. And you could get the software. They would have like CDs and licenses and you could get it installed on your laptop for cheaper and it's all like legit. Depending on what subject you're doing, you'll need different specialty software, maybe for collecting or analyzing data. But no matter what, you're going to end up writing at some stage. So you need some kind of word processor. Now, I have to say Microsoft is super annoying in that you have to now do a subscription kind of thing every year. You can't just buy the Office and install it anymore, I don't think. I haven't had it for a long time. If you don't want to go the route of buying software, there are tons of open source software. The one I use is OpenOffice. It looks pretty much the same. It works pretty much the same. So why would you kind of pay for Microsoft if you can get this for free? If you're not going to get anything else, I would say get this. And that is some kind of citation software. I used EndNote. There's one online. I will look it up and write it here in text because I can't remember. And you have to sign up with like a university account. Once again, this is one of those things that everyone told me I should get. And I was like, no, I like writing my citations out by hand. But honestly, as soon as you write something that's longer than 500 words or has more than like 5 references, you're going to want this. It'll automatically format your references into the style that you want, like APA or Chicago, whatever. Update the citations if you delete a paragraph and you no longer have it, and it will store all your citations. So later on when you write about something similar and you're like, hey, what was that reference that I had? You can look it up in there. You can even actually, I think, attach PDFs or like the abstract, so you can get super organized if you want to. When you go into databases or you're searching for references and you find an article you like, there's usually a button that will be like download citation. So you don't even need to type it out. You don't even need to type it out like once, let alone like however many times you're going to be using it. The thing about the download, I would say, is just check it when it comes into the software, because sometimes it does something weird where it'll put like the title all in capitals, or if someone has some kind of macron on their name, sometimes it'll look weird. So just double check it. As soon as you download it, then you know it's good to go. You can use it from then on. Thirdly, you'll probably want some kind of statistics software. So this is where having a university computer comes in handy, because it'll probably have maybe 2 or maybe even 3 different software on there. Which software you choose kind of depends on personal preference, kind of also actually depends on how confident you feel with coding and statistics. I ended up using SPSS because it's a good balance of like functionality. You can do a bunch of different things, but you don't have to code it. It's kind of like a drop-in select menu. So it gives you a lot of power without a lot of difficulty. Those who are like super statistics nerds will swear by R because you have a lot of control. You can also do a couple of things in Excel. So when I would first get data, I would like graph it to see if there are any trends, and then you can plug it into a stats software later on. I think the other one that I haven't mentioned is SAS. I think I also used that one at some stage, or my supervisor used that one. It's kind of I don't know, I feel like every statistician has their favorite program and you'll end up using a couple of different ones. So I wouldn't stress too much about it. Just make sure that there is something available to you at some stage when you need it. The other thing I would say, and maybe this is a little bit weird, is some kind of photo editing software or some kind of like nice designy software. You might want some kind of software to help you make like pretty charts or pretty graphics. Nowadays, I actually use Draw. It's kind of like Publisher used to be. You can almost use it a little bit like Photoshop. Obviously, Photoshop is always an option, but once again, super expensive. So yeah, this has maybe been kind of obvious. Maybe you've got some insight. If there's one thing I can recommend that you should definitely look into early on and get used to using, it's referencing software. It just saves you so much time. It's so convenient. It's a great organizational tool. Definitely get your hands on it. If you enjoyed this episode, please buy me a coffee. Fuel the creative process that is this YouTube channel. Thanks so much to you guys for your support. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next week. Bye!